Hey everybody, it's Father Sean for another episode of the Couch Chat, and as you can tell, I'm not in the normal spot, and that is only because I got back from vacation this week, got back Monday evening, and just haven't had a chance to get down to where I normally record in the office in Bakken. So this is from the office in Wapakoneta. So happens. Maybe some of you click this because you're just like, wow, Father's in a different place. This is interesting. What's he going to say? Here's what I'm going to say. First of all, thanks for all of your prayers. I've been kind of gone for 2 weeks. I was back for a weekend, kind of in between, but it was nice to be away. It's nice to get a little bit of a break. I made sure to pray for everybody in Rome. You know, when I was in Rome, I took petitions with me. So many of you submitted prayer requests, things going on in your life that you wanted prayer for or in the life of others. Actually, I think there was about 145 different petitions were given, or different submissions. And so I made sure to pray for everybody as I was going to the different places, took them with me at the different churches that I was there. Most of them I mentioned by name at the Pope's Cathedral, which is St. John Lateran. It's one of the places with the holy doors for the Jubilee year. So that was where it just seemed like the right place to do it. And it's a beautiful place. So anyways, thanks for your prayers, and be assured that I prayed for you. Also, I was with my family last week, and that was just great. We were up in Connecticut, so my brother and his wife live in Connecticut, and then they had the rest of the family there. So my brother and his kids from Georgia and his wife were up there. My parents were up there. It was just great time to spend together. Of course, the cousins, when it's time to depart, they're all crying. They're just sad. They're disappointed that last night is kind of a big hurrah. But it was a really good time to be together with the family. Everybody's doing pretty well. Except some people who were sitting next to on the beach in Rhode Island, just across the state border, whose entire Jersey Mike sub got stolen by an aggressive seagull. Fascinating. But anyways, that happened. And it was hilarious. You felt bad for the person who lost their sandwich, but it was just hilarious. So don't tell them I said that if you ever run into this person. I don't even know her name. Anywho, couple things coming up in the parish this week. So this week and next week, we have our mission cooperative speaker who will be at Mass, basically the Masses that I have. So she'll be at St. John and St. Joseph this week, and then she'll be at St. Lawrence and IC the following week. Sister Marianne Nestle will be with us sharing a little bit about mission work, which is really interesting because I feel like missionary work kind of got reinvigorated with the election of Pope Leo, because of course Pope Leo served for about 20 years in Peru, maybe a little over, 20 to 25 years in Peru as a missionary, first as a priest and then as a bishop serving the people of Peru. And so it's this kind of call to go outside of ourselves and to help those places where the gospel needs to be planted, where it's not as vibrant in places where the Catholic Church has been for centuries. So thanks for welcoming her. Thanks for your generosity. There will be a second collection at those 2 weekends for the missionary work of Sister Marianne Nestle's religious community. Also, something to put on your radar is this Jubilee year. We have our next Jubilee pilgrimage coming up. Of course, in June, we went to the shrine, the relic shrine in Maria Stein. And then Saturday the 2nd, we're going to go to the Dayton Jubilee location, which is Emmanuel Catholic Church in downtown Dayton. I'm super excited to go there. Emmanuel's actually the parish I grew up going to. So if you want like kind of a tour of Father Sean's important places, this is definitely one on the list. It's a place where I received my first Holy Communion, the place where I received the sacrament of confirmation, was an altar server, went to CCD at the building next door, so a lot of great memories. And then I had my first Mass there. So, and actually the first time I was a deacon, the first Mass I served as a deacon and preached, I was there. So a lot of great memories. So we're going to 5 p.m. Mass. We'll have on the 2nd of August. And then you can RSVP for dinner afterwards in the parish center. And what else about that? There's a rosary beforehand at 4:30. You can go to confessions. I believe they start at 4. But check the bulletin for the full details. So the Jubilee year continues. We're still in the heart of the Jubilee year. I think the Lord's doing a lot in our lives, in our hearts, in our parishes. So it's our great opportunity to respond to all the work the Lord's doing. So thanks again for your prayers while I was away. Good to be back. And I mean that sincerely. Towards the end, it was like, I think I'm ready for normalcy, with the normal rhythm of life. So Father Sean, for another episode of the Couch Chat. We'll talk to you later and see you soon.